push their team to victory. It's Ryan's Falcons going up against Smith's Chiefs. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry.
Switch a couple things up. I know Chris told you how I play.
I think he said you run a bunch of screens, but I don't really remember. I'll find out sooner or later.
Oh man, I switch my shit up. I ain't gotta run the same thing. I just run the same.
I never do.
Yeah, I run the same play on him because he can't stop it. It's for real.
Oh shit.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Kansas City Chiefs. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it's a second down. And as we peer at this offense now, let's look at Jamal Charles, a guy who continues to be so productive in this league.
No matter where he touches it on the field, there's a very good chance he can go the distance.
Here we go with Jamal Charles. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. And as we show you the starters defensively for Atlanta, I want to ask you about that Super Bowl. It's such an interesting game, but defensively Atlanta so good in that first half. What happened in the fourth quarter, and how will you remember them from this game?
I remember a really young defensive unit. The stage wasn't too big. They handled it right from the beginning. I remember a really fast defensive unit. Look at the speed. Grady Jarrett, defensive line, right? What do you have, 3 sacks in the game? Deion Jones from his middle linebacker position forced that fumble against LeGarrette Blount. Robert Alford as a cornerback, double-digit tackles. Now a lot of passes broken up. Pick 6 for a touchdown, 82 yards, a fumble recovery. But they were out there way too long. 93 plays given up to New England.
Got to catch him first.
You've got to get a stop and get off the field.
To the wrong man. Wow.
To throw on second down is Smith. Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now it's Smith. Escaping the pressure right. Room here to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And some room to run now. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line.
That was an
you think that.
Recognizing the situation.
His
first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
From the red zone now, Smith. And this is caught. Jeremy Maclin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now Smith will turn and give this to his fullback, Sherman. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll let Charles try and get him in. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party.
Look, man.
For strong safety, you never have to ask him twice.
I'm terrible in the red zone, all right?
He's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
On second down, here's Smith. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Jeremy Maclin.
You don't clear out the middle, I'll go there all day.
And the Chiefs are going to take a first quarter lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And a man, as we look at the starters now, a man who really has earned us talking about him in the booth, Julio Jones.
He's a 1,000-yard receiver each and every year. So sleek, so wonderful. I call him Secretariat.
And this is Gabriel on the catch. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Finding Gabriel complete. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he motions the wide receiver. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Justin Houston is truly one of the elite pass rushers in the league. Knows how to get to the quarterback with a variety of moves.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Uses the stiff arm. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Jones will come now in motion right. Here's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Johnson with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
You don't fake it like Chris does every time?
So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. The rookie 5th-rounder Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter.
They're
As
not
they
far
take
enough
over
away.
following the punt with a 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm willing to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep. On 1st down, it's Charles again. And this one goes nowhere.
Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Stop right here.
Out of the gun, Smith. They complete it to him.
Brandon, another catch for Tyreek Hill. How do you defend him? Because kickoff return, punt return, catching the ball, whether it's a receiver out of the backfield, and, of course, you can run it with him, too.
Well, let me give you some numbers from last year. To your point, 12 total touchdowns, 6 of them receiving, 3 rushing, and 3 in the return game.
If you're an offensive coordinator and you can't diagram plays for this guy, turn in your clipboard.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
A first down carry here for Charles. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Adrian Claiborne, the one who makes the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Throwing on third down, Smith. And it's complete to Kelsey. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
From the red zone now, Smith. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 19 yards away. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. Right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Short routes, man.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Fighting through. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the possession will switch over to the Atlanta Falcons. And this offense so good for 3/4 of the Super Bowl, Charles. At one point, the advanced metrics had them at a 99.5% chance to win. It just seemed like everything was going their way, and then the fourth quarter happened.
I think when we review this game, and we say, okay, where did it get away from the Falcons? What was the number of plays the Patriots ended up running for the game?
93.
And the Falcons ran 46. So they wore down their defense on that one. But look at what they did on offense. They were averaging big-time yardage, running it, passing it, had everything going their way. A 25-point lead should still be enough to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, almost 6 yards per rush, almost 9 yards per pass for the Falcons. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
He completes it to Julio Jones. What an amazing season it was for Julio Jones, the Super Bowl. Maybe the best catch we've seen all year, that toe tap on the sideline. He finished with 87 yards, but something you told me is astounding. 4 catches in that game, only 4 targets, too.
Yeah, and if you watch the game unfold, which I know you did, How many times did you see on the replays the number of white shirts of the New England Patriots in the vicinity of Julio Jones? He'd run a route, 2 to 3 guys in his area every time. That's the reason the targets were so low. But he maximized them, didn't he? 4 targets, 4 catches. And that sideline catch, I thought it was going to be intercepted. And he ended up having the concentration to hold on to it and still get both feet down.
Oh,
this will be taken about the 12. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
The secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. A shotgun snap for Smith. Going underneath for Charles. Ball shifty. Whoa. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Chiefs are going to get a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Oh, damn, Chris. Just stop, man.
Yo, 60.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Say what?
Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
2nd and 10, Smith again. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. And he's brought down. 19 yards that time for number 19. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Me and Chris, goddamn, we stayed up by 3 o'clock that night.
They'll look to
throw. They was snoring about 30 minutes.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Oh, my God.
It's Kelsey. Touchdown.
That'll be hit.
Right over my head. Yeah, he did. Nah, he ain't better than me, bro. I don't play that shit. Better get them Steelers.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22.